Yeah, I'm gonna wait for a couple people to come in, and then we're gonna get started. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and share my videos on my community post because I'm running a little behind for one. I try to put myself on this schedule of 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. And yesterday I couldn't stick to the schedule because I had videos that um wasn't uploaded. They was pre-recorded but wasn't uploaded, and then YouTube started tripping. So I'm gonna get started at the 3 minute mark. Okay, 3 minute mark. That way it'll give people time to come in. I hope everybody having a good morning while we wait. So I'm gonna chill out. They could be outside if they want to. Almost at the 3 minute mark. Yolanda's live. Hey. YouTube is really changing and really tripping. Hey, Shatika Woods. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you. All right, so we over the 3 minute mark. So let's get into this. So I wanted to talk to y'all about something that's been going on in the news. Well, a lot of people in the news stations, I guess, or reporters or whatever the case may be, is shining the light on the panic shopping. So I'm guessing it took the Iran and Israel situation for more and more people to understand the importance of preparing. But 9 times out of 10, they've been hearing this for so long, probably years, months, weeks, especially with 2025. Nobody wanna take it serious, okay? And then when something happens, now it's, oh, we gotta go get this, we gotta go get that, we gotta go get this. For those of you that do not believe or having your second thoughts about being a prepper or just prepping in general, if you want to just prep here and there, those of you that's on the fence about that, think about this. So many people is going to stock up on essential items, food, water, this type of stuff. If everybody do that at one time, a lot of people is not going to have what they need. Things going to be sold out. Things is not going to come in at the rate of people panic buying. Okay, that's part of the chaos that starts when people do not start ahead of time. So now there's different articles, different videos and stuff showing people in stores, trying to get extra food, extra water, and things like that. And it's like, come on, out of all the events, it took that one. But glad it took something. But at the same time, if you don't start at a decent time, And right now at a fast rate. I'm not gonna tell you at a slow rate now. I'm not. That's been, most of y'all been on my channel for a while, okay, a long time. And if you haven't started, it just, I'm not gonna keep saying, oh, you got time, you got, because I don't know. And I done told you that for a couple of months. I don't know how much time none of us have. I do know that individuals in higher places is making a lot of type of moves, is doing a lot. They're not slowing down. So you sit back and say, oh, I'll start next week or I'll start next month. You don't know if you have next week or next month before everything can go, before SHTF happens. You don't know how much time, don't none of us know how much time we actually have before SHTF happened, okay? You don't know. So now what's happening is, well, probably what happened, I hope it don't happen, is people, well, I hope people start, continue to start picking up things. But what I don't want to happen is it turn into all the fights and stuff because people, is running out of supplies. They going trying to get this, but you got 5 people here looking for this bag of rice, and 5 of you on the aisle trying to get to that bag of rice, and one person get it. You got people that will literally try to take it from you. It just is what it is. You're right, Shatika Woods, 2019, even into 2020. But people is not paying attention. People is going on with their, and that is fine. That's fine. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, that is fine. But don't complain. Don't get on social media. Don't get interviewed by one of the reporters or the news thing and holler, oh, I was trying to. Don't look for a pity party. It gets to the point to where the pity party, that's old. That's old. Because 9 times out of 10, you could have got you something. But instead, you probably was looking for the next party or the next event in general. Look at all the protests that's been going on. How many people out there is actually got extra things in their house? How many people? Probably not many of them. But they out there for the event. Some people is out there being serious. They taking it serious. But you got a lot of people out there just for the event, just for what's going on. Just so they can play around and loot and just be seen. A lot of them don't have what they need. But then you want somebody to feel sorry. You want to get up here crying and all this. It's done happened. So I can say it. It's done happened. I mean, I got 2 eyes. Sometimes 4. Together. So I see it. I see, people get up there howling, crying. They don't have this for their house. They don't have this. Not all the time. But 9 times out of 10 is your fault. Because you wanted to go to concerts and all this. And this the kicker. You'll be surprised how many of your favorite celebrities has a stockpile. Just think about that. The people that you go to their concerts, you love their music, you love their movies, you love all that. A lot of people in Hollywood is celebrities. I can name off a couple of males that is very, 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 very smart in the way of they don't get caught up. And some of them in the last couple of years have voiced their opinions about being ahead of the man and all that. But my problem is they don't get on here. They don't get in the opening and relate these things to their viewers, their fans. See, I feel better if it came out of other people's mouths, your favorite musician mouth, that hey, y'all need to prep, y'all need to get on this thing called prepping, y'all need people, more people are doing, more of the younger folks are doing. Let Snoop Dogg, Usher, Lil Wayne, let some of them get up there and say, hey, you know, it is important to prep this, that, and the other. I bet you have more people doing it. Just because they said it. Just because. And I guarantee you it's probably a lot of celebrities that are preppers. But they ain't telling you. And they have a bigger voice than me and a lot of more of these preppers on these platforms. Because people tend to listen to their favorite rapper, their favorite actor. But you can't tell me that a lot of them ain't got rooms in their house that's full of food and water if something were to happen. You gotta look at this. If something were to happen and they could get to the store real quick, they could go put $2 or $3 grand down and walk out of there with enough to last them 3, 4, 5 years at one time. We can't do that. We can't do that. But instead, we gotta rock the latest shoes, the latest clothes, the latest handbag, the latest all this, because you saw them up there, they got the money. Or you gotta go and put your money into somebody else's pocket so you can get that handbag. You can't eat it. You can't eat it. You can't eat them shoes. Them gum sole J's, you can't eat those. And I say that because I got some. I love them. But I can't eat them. Can't eat them. Nope. So at some point you got to draw the line. You know, we go and hairstyles, pretty hairstyles. But $500. I used to braid hair. I used to do micro braids, all that type of stuff. $350, $400 a head, especially depending on how long your hair was and how long you wanted it. Yes, I charged that because now I'm standing 18 to 20 hours doing your hair. Jackson, Mississippi, made good. On my off days, that's what I did. Made good. These days and time, it's still going on. People still paying a lot of money just for that. Things has changed. Times are different. We can't do that now. And they don't even have a bag of rice in their house or a can of viennas that they can say they put back for in case they can't get to a store. And that is what's sad. And I've said this so many times on this channel, exactly what I'm saying now. And people get mad. I don't care. Get mad, but be mad while you go to the store and get some rice and viennas. That's all I care about. You could be mad with me, but be pulling that stuff off the shelf too at the same time. Because 9 times out of 10, you know I'm right. And I wish more people, more celebrities, more people that know that they have a word of mouth would at least say it. Because I know for a fact, you cannot tell me it's a couple people that's big name people that if they say it, people will do it. People will do it. But it's reality. This man, I done seen ever since that ceasefire between Israel and Iran. I have seen one, I guess he's the leader, I can't say his name, it's started with a K. But over there, he's constantly said little stuff in the news. Like, it's like, come on, you're not letting it go. I thought part of the ceasefire would kind of like mellow everything out, but he keeps saying little slick remarks. You don't know what these people may or may not be planning. You don't know. I'm saying, for my opinion, I think it's gonna be something like the systems get shut down where food and stuff can't even be imported in or out. I think it's going to be something along the lines where communication and stuff is going to be an issue, especially when it comes to the ports and, you know, incoming, outcoming. I'm going to be honest. I don't even trust getting half of the stuff that's coming from other places. The food and stuff. Everything is so different. We're going to talk about that at 3 p.m. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. We're going to talk about that at 3 p.m. But I just don't understand why people waited to the last minute. As if 2019, 2020 was not enough. That should have woke people up and say, hey, okay, I need to make sure that we have extra in the house. So now it takes Iran and Israel situation for people to get up and start. Now you panic buying. People buying, according to the news article, people buying solar generators and everything. It ain't just food and water. They buying their essential items. They're buying generators and all this stuff. It took that. And still, a lot of people, the seen what's been going on just in 2025, just with that, and a lot of people still is not doing anything. And like I say, one of my favorite excuses from people is, I'm going to pray and let God. Yep. All for it. Pray first. All for that. But the let God part, completely without you doing anything, no. Like I say, God not finna come down here and say, Tink, MGL, need to be getting some of that rice and stuff now. We and I need you to get some stuff for the house. You know you got 5 people in your house. I need you to do that. He not finna do that, because he done already gave us our senses, and some of us can discern. Some can, some can't. But some of us can discern. You have the ability to. I'm going to say that. You have the ability to, but if you don't use it, then that's on you. But all of us have, 5 senses and can pay attention. And then you have the people that's maybe elderly, maybe disabled, sick, whatever. I'm pretty sure they got somebody that can help them out. And at that point, if you know you have an elderly parent or disabled family member or friend or something, to me, that's your responsibility to help them. That's your responsibility to help them. You should want to. Unless you're just a mean and evil, low down, dirty person. Unless you're one of those, you're the only one, you won't have the ability to help nobody else. Simple as that. You got to be low down and dirty to see somebody or know somebody may be in need, and you don't try to help at all, especially if you know the person just cannot do for themselves. Now, I'm not talking about somebody in need that had the same opportunity as you. Because like I told you, I done changed from, I'll give you a can of tuna or something. I done changed. I'm 38 now. With age, you should get a little while. You should learn things, okay? So from February 21st, 2025, the day I turned 38, things has changed each day and each week and each week. But a couple of years ago is when I came to this conclusion. I ain't giving you no tuna, no canned chicken. You sit back and pick the meat out your teeth, around your gums or whatever. If you ain't got none, you gumming it down, whatever the case may be. I ain't gonna give you that. I was saying to myself, girl, you were crazy. I don't know what to even say you would do that, but that's the goodness. I'm still a good person. I'm not a bad person because I'm not gonna give you tuna and meat. I give you about five saltine crackers. You may just get the original. You may not even get the saltine. You may just get the not the original, the no salt. You may get about 5 of those and a little spoon or a teaspoon of peanut butter. And some and a bottle of water. Yep. Now if you got some kids, I'm gonna feed the kids. And 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna stand there and make sure the kids is eating it and not you. You can have the peanut butter and the crackers. Am I wrong for that? Nope. And this is for the people that I know is able-bodied. The ones I know stay G'd up on the weekends, going to every club, every concert, everything, ain't doing. Those are the ones I'm talking about. No. And I'm not bad and nobody else will be bad, will be wrong for that. Because people will take advantage and take advantage and take advantage and take advantage. You sit there, you strategize, you spend your money, you miss out on things you may like. It's not wrong with having nice things or whatnot, but you miss out on things that you may like just so you can provide, and then somebody just swoop right on in and just take it. You giving it away. So I always have talked to y'all about growth. You must be growing and grow in the right way. Don't be 45, 50, 55 years old and still acting like you in elementary school. Or you in your 20s and you ain't growing in no type of way, because trust me, it's a lot of them out there. Even 60s that just ain't never growing. Don't be that type. Don't be that type. And if you one that's going to grow, you one that's going to that's growing, you're gonna realize that you change almost every year. That's what I'm realizing. I change. And that's a good thing for the good. So no, you won't get canned meat. You won't get meat. You get a protein and a carb. That's what you get. You said what a word? 357 gardening. It was something I saw up here. Let's see. Hey, PNG. Tika. I said thank you. Let's see. Hey, Diane Wynn. Vegetables are coming in my garden. On my balcony, I've been doing inch by inch, monthly, doing what I can, but doing. So, Tika, and that's what's important. That's what's important. You are doing something better than nothing. Something to hold you over for if something happened, and then till they can figure things out. Something to hold you over. But, it's people that has nothing. Nothing. Nothing extra. And they okay with that. They okay with that. Knowing they got children in the house. Some of them may have their parents or something, or they may be living with their parents or whatnot. Whatever the case may be, not knocking nobody. But they have nothing. It's crazy. It's crazy. I wished I had I got land back home. My family have land back home. But up here, one of my goals is to get me land and to put me a trailer on it. Probably about 2 or 3 acres. Now, oh my goodness. I will be so much more content because I can do so much more when it comes to like homesteading and stuff. And yes, I said a trailer. I love trailers. And I'm going to say this real quick because I've seen this multiple times over the years and all this. There's an individual that talk down on people in trailers. They stupid. They stupid for doing it. They're stupid. Nothing is wrong with living in a trailer, a mobile home. There are some mobile homes and stuff that is far more beautiful now because of how they make them than some houses. I prefer a trailer because it's movable. It's movable. This house, if I needed to live, if I owned this house and needed to leave off some land, I can't move it. But if I had a trailer, I could. I could. So that's why I say a trailer. One of my dreams was to have me a double wide. I grew up in a trailer. Nice trailer. My grandma had a nice one. Big front yard, pine trees. It was just lovely. And that's what I know. So I would never let the stupidity and the small-minded people, and I'm talking to some of y'all on here that may like the same thing, but maybe like a trade, because so many people has talked down on it. I see nothing wrong with it. First chance I get, I'm getting me one. That's always been my dream, on some land. Okay? So I wanted to say that because I see it and I'm like, some people just don't understand how dumb especially people that's of age. Once you hit 35, 40, 50 years old, your mentality should not be that freaking simple-minded and stupid. And some people don't care about showing people just how simple-minded and stupid they are. You know what? Them same ones that's talking about a trailer and calling it all type of names and stuff. God don't do nothing wrong. So I'm not going to say God will cause it. But it may come to a time where you may be crawling trying to get in one. Because evidently you on your high horse in a home, I guess. Those people may be crawling trying to get to one. Wishing. See, things like that, when you do people like that, things like that have a way of turning back around, coming back on you. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, especially in the end of the days. This like anything can happen. It may come a time where what you have may get destroyed, and I ain't wishing nothing bad on nobody, but this is just how things happen. May get destroyed, and your only option may be a trailer. And you may be just so happy. You may be so happy to get it. People need to understand, when you do things on purpose to people, it have a way of coming back in different forms. And some people is so low-minded that they can't even see what's happening. Now, some people probably in here listening to this and making their own little thing. I'm talking in general. I'm talking what I see. I'm talking what I've heard. I'm talking life, and I'm talking people, how people are. That's why I'm solo dolo. Love being like that. The couple times that I have let my guard down, I have learned a valuable lesson, that I'm not one that can trust many. Because people ain't right. I'm one that people, don't like how I carry myself, and because they evil, they carry themselves in a different way. They don't want you to carry yourself in the right way as possible. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect by a long shot. But people are like that. People are like that. So that's what I want. Double wide on some land. I've seen nice mobile homes. We have to start somewhere. Exactly. Nothing is wrong with a mobile home. Only a simple-minded, low-minded, goofy people would do that. Would say that. Would down a mobile home. You can't say, you know, there are some places like trailer parks and stuff where people just makes trailers look bad because of how they care for them. But there's also subdivisions that look just as worse, where the houses, that it's the individuals in it. It's not the building, it's the individuals in it. So for anybody that may want to come in and say, "Oh, you sell a trade this day," yes, I did. That is my goal. That's one of my goals. One of my goals. It's the reason why I container garden. I love in ground, but I love container because I can move it. I like being in control of things like that. Okay? I like being in control of things like that. That's another reason why I love mobile homes. I can move it. People start tripping or whatnot. Like back home, you could get you a lot of land and pay like notes on it or whatnot. Especially if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and they be like, "Yeah, take how much you want." Yeah, that's gonna be probably about give me $60 a month. But what if that person started tripping or something? And I want you off, I want you off, I want you out my house. But if you bought your own trailer, you can pull that sucker somewhere else. A house, I can't do that. As long as the maintenance, as long as you keep the maintenance up, you be good. Exactly. Like I say, that's why I say I do not have time for the nonsense. We never left home when there were storms. My mother said you here because you're blessed. Got you. Now, when I was growing up, we left home when it was storms because I mean it was a trailer. I don't care how nice it is. I'm in Mississippi. It was a trailer, and there's been times, well, right where in my hometown, there was incidents where tornadoes and stuff came through, and people was knocked out of their trailer, and one lady was found in the tree. I think it was 2 or 3 incidents like that, in the tree and not alive, okay, from the storm. So we always left. My grandma raised me and my brothers, so we always left. That was, you know, I feel like it was for her, but it was also making sure that we were safe. So we always had to go to hotels whenever a tornado was around because things got towed up. Trailers do get flipped, twisted, and turned, and everywhere else. They do when it storms. But houses take a lot of damage too. People have had bad outcomes being in homes, trees falling on them, and all that type of stuff. That's another thing. If I get land here, I don't like trees. I make my own shade. I don't like trees. So there's too many bugs and stuff hanging out. I just don't like trees. I know back home we had a lot of pine trees, but you also had to pay attention for more tomcats and snakes. Go up the tree, you sitting down there, before you know something dangling down. One of them, what did we call it? Was it a tomcat? Tomcat. I think it was, we did call it something else. It was like a tomcat. And at night, they would go up in trees. And sometimes, you don't be careful, them things jump down and attack you out the tree. I don't like no trees. I don't want no trees around. I want it open. Okay? Open. If I want some shade areas or something, I get a gazebo and a couple of those umbrella tents or something. I put it up for shade if that's what I need. I don't want no trees in the area, you know. But that's just me. But I want to say that because I know somebody will get smart enough to try to come in the in the comments and say something slick. But that's just how I feel about it. My daughter like weeping willow trees. Tatiana love trees. She loves trees. She wants trees around and all this. Me? No. I do not. Let's see. The mobile home I saw in Tennessee was beautiful. I mean, state of the art home. Yes. Yes, it's a lot of them that are so pretty. Oh my goodness. We stayed in one when Oronde first got out the Marine Corps. We moved off base. We moved to Richlands about 20 minutes. Y'all saw some of the videos. I said we are in Richlands. We moved to Richlands, and I had looked up. It was a trailer. We moved into a trailer, but I wasn't doing much filming then. Um, so wait a minute. Let me see. I started my channel 2015. So some of my 2015 videos will have us when we was in the trailer. That was our first move after we moved off base. So yeah, that was my first go-to was the trailer, and it was nice. It was nice. We passed by there the other night, and some people, the people that's in it, got it lit up and stuff. But it had a lot of trees in the front. It was on like an acre and some of land, and the old man that stayed behind us was, I'm just gonna be, he was flat out racist. Flat out racist. Like, he didn't hide it. It's just, ugh. But yeah, but it was really, really nice, and that's first opportunity I get. I'm getting it. I'm going back to it. So yeah. Since I've been here, we lived in a trailer in Richlands. Once he got out, and I loved it. I loved it. Said I did too. We never know. Okay, I read that. Keep the maintenance up. All right, let's see. Go back up, and then I'm gonna get off, y'all, because I don't want to hold y'all too long. Like I was saying in the beginning, yesterday I tried to stick to my 11 and 3, but I didn't have nothing uploaded. So I'm trying to get my stuff scheduled so it just drops 11 and 3. Now on some days, and those of you that's watching the community post, that's where I'm updating the community area. I saw that somebody did leave me a message, Miss Brenda Smith. You left me a message on the post. So remember, y'all can go over on the community post and start your own post rather than just comment on stuff. You can start your own post, okay, over there. So and I did see it or whatnot, but I will be using the community post more. I'm trying to get, well, I got everything straight in order now, but I'll be using the community page more. I will be posting more over there to let you know what's going on. So those of you that have not seen my my schedule for the channel, 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. is when I want to drop. Now, I'm not telling you that I won't drop, more in the day. My live streams will be random. But if I see that I'm not going to make a 11 a.m. upload and I'm available for a live stream, then I would do that. So some of my uploads may be in the form of a, and the reason why I'm putting the schedule on the didn't work, but I'm sticking to this one. It's getting my notification, and I'm sorry if you're looking for a certain type. I was going to say I'm not a certain type, but I am a certain type of chick, okay? But that didn't even, I'm a certain type of chick with the point of I just can't stick to the same thing. So it's a mixture. So I noticed that it seems like some people don't want to see. I don't know if you're just not getting the notifications, but I'm putting up almost every day. You don't know what I'm gonna put up. I don't know what I'm gonna film when I film, but then by the time it get edited and stuff, I know what I'm putting up for each time. So my 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. may not come in the form of an upload. It may be a live stream, like now. So I was like 6 minutes late past the 11 a.m. mark. I am going to work on scheduling my live screens. Like today's live stream, the 11 a.m. was a live stream. The 3 p.m. is going to be a live stream too. All right. I'll let you know if I'm coming on early or not. But the thing is having 2 videos a day, whether it's 2 live screens or 2 uploads, or upload and a live screen, or whatever the case may be. So I did see the poll. 30 of you, 30 of you gave thumbs up. Thank you so much. And I'm guessing out of the 30 people must have voted. I'm guessing, yeah. So at the end of the post where I did the schedule, I did a poll, and it was do my honey buns like this schedule, the 11 a.m. 3 p.m. or do my honey buns not like the schedule? Well, 97% of y'all like the 11 a.m. and the 3 p.m. schedule, and 3% that must be that thumbs down I got immediately after I did the post. Yeah, I got some haters on here that be time I put up a video, they go thumbs down. Like, yeah, whatever. I'm loving it though, because haters motivate me. All right, I'm just that type. The more you hate, the more I'm gonna be motivated. Okay, so I do have somebody where I know it's one or two people, because every video they go and just thumbs it down real quick. Thumbs it down, thumbs it down. That ain't hurting nothing over here, okay? Nothing over here. So that must be that 3% that's got to be negative. Negative Nancy or negative Danny or whatever the case may be, if it's a male or female, because you got just as many males that's just as messy and negative and disgusting, because they should be doing more manly stuff. Then you got the females doing it. So it could be a Mr. or a Mr. or a Miss or Mrs. that's doing it. But it is what it is. So I'm happy that I did get the votes that I got, and y'all like the 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. And like I said, if it's not a upload, it may be a live stream, okay? But I'm trying to stick to that. Kylie and I is going to put up our first video today over on Mom and Daughter's Food Review channel. So that's the channel that used to be Amazing Grace Garden. Now that Amazing Grace Garden is back over here on Mississippi Girl Life, me and Kylie is doing that channel. And we have been working, trying to get it. So today will be our first food review, and we got something that's, I think y'all gonna like it, okay? And as far as the food review over there, it will be, that's more fun, you know, different things that may come out. I may review some things that will be prepping related, but it's all food reviews type stuff over there. Or I may put the prepping reviews over here. I'm not sure, but it's something me and Kylie is doing. So hopefully it gives you, because the thing about it is everything that's going on can be so stressful. I mean, who wants to sit up and just hear? I know I don't want to sit up and just talk about the stressful part of this world every single day, okay? And I've had some people say they don't understand my channel. I don't understand what that is. Maybe you used to everybody that's just sticking to one niche. So when you know you go into this channel, you getting nothing but news. You go into this channel, you getting nothing but cooking. You go to this channel. I'm different. My channel has always been a variety channel. I have tried to stick to one niche multiple times, but it don't work for me. It don't work for me mentally, okay? Those of you that's been following me, you know I do suffer from OCD, and that's a challenge by itself. If y'all want to know how much of a challenge it is, there's an article that was put out by NFL player Cody. Let me see. And OCD hits you in different ways, and it starts, you know, it's something that you let me see. Let me get his name. It seems like you're born with it, okay? No, is it? Oh, no, his name not Cody. His name Brandon Smith. CNN did an article on him. OCD do not mean you crazy. I'm not crazy by a long shot, okay? But it is a mental thing, and it hits people different, and it's a struggle. It's a daily struggle. It's a daily struggle. And when I tell y'all gardening helps mentally, I've done videos about gardening and the mental part of it. The mental disorder that I have, medication, all the medication I've been on It makes me worse. And I remember when I used to go to therapy when I was little, a doctor had told my grandma the only way that I would be possibly fixed was brain surgery. He needed to go in and give the cells to the left side of my brain that is lacking. So that's a birth defect. That's, So the other night, I got an alert from CNN. And it said Brandon Smith on the brink of retirement, an NFL player. I was like, what's going on? And maybe it was just meant for me. When I click on it, it says the NFL. You can Google this now. If you type in Brandon Smith, OCD NFL player, CNN gonna pop up with it. This was done Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. And oh my goodness, I saw what so many people has had their stories. Now his hits him in a different way, okay? Where everybody OCD hits them a different way. But he talks about how it was like he had a court session going on in his head. He even talks about the number sequence that I have talked to y'all a couple times about on this channel. Mine is 7, 3, and 9. Been like that all my life. And he talks about the number thing. And if you don't do it on that number, it's like it haunts you until you do it. And what really got me was I always knew what that doctor told my granny, that he needed to insert artificial cells because one side of my brain has a lot of cells. And like y'all done heard me do this example the way the doctor did it. The left side, the yard has been mowed. The right side, the yard has not been mowed in a long time. So I have an imbalance. It's a chemical imbalance. And so the right side of my brain has a lot of cells. The left side don't have that many. So it's got me like this. And that's what the OCD comes in at. Even though I'm OCPD, that's just upgrade from OCD. But I'm not crazy. So people that got OCD, you're not crazy. If anything, OCD has been a bad thing in my life and a good thing. The good part of it for me is it keeps me always being cautious. And being cautious has kept me out of a whole lot of crap, okay? Being cautious has kept me out of a whole lot of crap. So, when I say that is, with me, I'm able to see situations and be so cautious about it. I don't go into it like other people will. And then I find out, dang, people may say you living in fear or this, that, and the other. And then they go into the situation and then there's a big problem. There's a big mess. So it's been a good and a bad thing. The bad thing is it tries to control your life. It tries to control your day. It is really, really, so those of you that's in here, if you were to Google Brandon Smith and read his story, he's a football player for the Indianapolis Colts, okay? And you'll understand, and those of you that's been following me for a long time, and I have explained to you my life with OCD, and you remember that, it'll be my ride or die ones, my day ones, that remember me explaining it, and then you go read this article and be like, wow. But like I say, his was based on religion and something else that was bothering him, and it was struggling. So what he did was the doctor told him brain surgery was an option, and he didn't do it. He went to, I want to say Mexico or something, and he got treated with psychedelic drugs. I ain't doing that. I just have to do my little countdown and try to focus, and because I used to see black. I used to literally blank out, And just my whole mind would just go into another. I done came a long way with God's help. I done came a long way because man couldn't help me. All the medicines I've been on could not help me. And when I was 30, a doctor up here had told me that he wasn't prescribing anymore because I was flushing medicine down the toilet because it wasn't working. It was making me worse. And then I had a real bad episode in 2018 when my granny died, and they put me on Celexa. I went to an African doctor, and he didn't even know, like, he didn't even pay attention to them OCD and all this, and he gave me some Celexa, and he gave me 40 milligrams. I was done. We went to some friend's house up here, and we was having a good time and stuff. I started feeling weird. I laid down on the couch. They thought I was asleep. I heard everything, but I was in a sleep mode. But my brain was so wired, and I couldn't eat. I felt like throwing up. I was weak. I got home. When we got home, I went to bed. I dreamed about I was Catwoman and was in my attic and was doing. I got up that next morning because he said take it every day at the same time, every day. And I called the pharmacy. I'm like, look, something happened last night after I took this medicine yesterday. And she's like, have you ever been on Celexa before? I said, no. She's like, what milligrams is it? I said, 40. She said, oh my God. She was like, why would that die? She said, ma'am, I'm telling you, do not take the one for today. She's like, that pill has a 35-hour life. And if you're taking it at the same time each day, that's putting you at 24 hours and you're popping another one. And she was like, no. She was like, if I was you, I would take those and flush them down the toilet. She was like, because that doctor should have started you off with the lowest dosage had you never been on Celexa. And I was like, you know, like she's like, and I'm gonna tell you now, if you go somewhere and you take a piss test, excuse me, I should have said, she said drug test, but I'm just saying, okay, piss test. It said now, she said, if you take a piss test and you pop it, you better let them know that you was on Celexa, because you're gonna pop it and you're gonna pop it for like the next 2 weeks. I'm like, what? And yeah, and it was Celexa. I pulled that junk down the drain. After that, I started seeing another doctor for the OCD. No, I had an issue, and it led me to have to go to the doctor, to the hospital, and that's when he was like, he was like, they giving you so much stuff and it's working the opposite for you, because there's no cure for OCD other than managing it, talking it out, talking yourself down, trying to make sure you don't have a panic attack. Try to keep the anxiety low, because that'll trigger the OCD. Eat right. If I don't eat right, it triggers my anxiety. My anxiety triggers my OCD, and I'm like a rocket, just like pew. So he was like, that medicine is a bunch of synthetic crap. He was like, it's not like you're bipolar or schizophrenic or something. OCD is treated differently, and it's a different thing. So like I said, my Brandon Smith, when I saw this, I said, I'm not happy that he's going through it, that he has the same mental illness. I'm not happy about that. But I am happy to know that down to the T almost, far as the treatment flow for it, that doctor from when I was little that told my grandma the option, he was told the same thing. So it does not make you crazy. If anything, I feel like some people that's OCD, it puts us on a high intelligence spectrum, because you're very alert and aware for a lot of things. And some people may say you live in fear, but like I say, sometimes living in fear will keep you out a whole lot of mess. It will. But you got to learn how to still have fun and still, you know, get over it. So that's why I talk to y'all and say the things like, I'm on my clean eating journey. I have to. I have to, for more reason, not just that because I done gained weight, not just because of the gallbladder is out. My mental goes off on what I eat. If I go eat a plate of beef right now, my anxiety is through the roof. I'm anxious. I'm about to have a panic attack just because the beef do not work with my system. And a lot of you that may be on here that deal with anxiety, change your diet. Change your diet. I can tell you. Now, have I been following it? Got off my rocker. Between the GERD and not being able to eat most stuff and making it through an invasive surgery like the gallbladder and able to eat and it wasn't bothering me, your girl has had at it for the last 2 years, okay? But the girl has changed. I've changed my diet. I've changed it. So hopefully I'll probably tone up a little bit. I don't want to be skinny like I was. But you know, just get better, even if it's just making sure that each year when I go and get my physicals that, you know, my cholesterol and everything stay in. If it's just that, that's a win-win situation for me, you know. And that's one of the things. I don't have an issue that I know of now. But when I have my physical this year, then I'll find out as what I've been eating changed my numbers and stuff. So, but I hope not, because I've already changed my diet and stuff back to a good, to good eating. So before I go out, she'll be straight. But it's a lifetime. It's a lifestyle. It's not just changing it. Oh, because you know you're gonna go get your cholesterol and your A1C and all that stuff. Let me eat right. No, it needs to be a lifestyle. A lifestyle. So that right there. But it's more than just that. It's also my mental. Okay. Now, like I say, OCD don't make you crazy. It don't make you like, oh, this person, you know, they say, because people are trying to say, oh, well, you know, he or she got OCD. So then they try to do things to you and act like you crazy. Now, OCD ain't that type. If anything, OCD kind of alarms you of the BS people try to pull. if anything, because you always on that, you know, yeah, most of us that's OCD is always very aware of things do slip up. People do, you know, run a little game or whatnot, but it's not like, you know, it's not like what it could be. Is it a struggle daily? Yes, daily. It's a mental struggle daily, from the time I open my eyes to the time I close my eyes at night. It's a struggle, but it's a struggle that I've lived with for 38 years. It's a struggle that has gotten me this far. It's a struggle that sometimes I am able to talk myself out of it. And sometimes I have little moments where I talk against OCD. You know, it tell me, go do this. I say, no. You want me to open that door 7 times? No. I tell it, you do it. That, and it may sound crazy, but that's sometimes you have to fight back. I'm not one that gonna stay down long, especially with something mental like that. So yeah, so in my mind, if it tell me open that door 7 times, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just focus and just get busy and I'll come and start editing something. It's like a game. It's like I don't know. Sometimes it's heavy and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's something to say, cut that light on 5 times, 7 times. And I'm like, I'm not finna do that. That's stupid. And I literally, if it don't stay on my mind constantly, it just depends on how my day have went. Am I already stressed? Have I ate something crazy? It seems like that determines the level of the OCD at that moment. And if it's not, I come in here and I'll put on some music or something. I start playing with the kids. A run to make conversation or something. Half the time they don't even be knowing what I'm doing. Or I come in here and I edit. I'll get into another realm, and then I'll forget that it wanted me to do that 5 times. So it's kind of like, but sometimes you're not able to do that. Sometimes you're not, and I have found that sometimes it'll present itself as OCD and tell me to do something. And if I don't do it, it be like, it'll cause another issue, you know, for me. Like, dang, if I would have just listened to my mind. But then sometimes you have to distinguish, is your mind telling you for the good or telling you for the bad? Because the bad could be just your mind just wants you to just want to play with you and just have you to go over there and do it. But then sometimes, like, just say for example, some tell me to go over there and make sure you cut that light off or whatnot. And I say, man, I ain't gonna do it. And then it just stays on me. And I give in and I go do it. Well, I may go over there and find out the lamp got a shortage. And I'm like, dang, if I wouldn't have did it, I wouldn't have never knew this, and this could have caused another situation. That's just an example. It's not directly of some of the things I've, you know, done. But that's just an example. It's like, dang, if it didn't stay on me to go over there and check. But then it's like, you never know if, and that's the bad part, you never know if it's just your mind playing with you or if it's your mind really trying to get you to get over there so you can see that, hey, this may be a hazard. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people may deal with OCD and may understand, and you may be scared that people may call you crazy. I don't care what people say. But Brandon Smith, NFL player, when I seen that, I was like, okay. Now, I know I'm not alone because I have God. But you know what I'm saying, down here on this earth, dealing with something like that, especially from a child, because I actually think you're born with it. You got to, because it's a imbalance. It's dealing with your brain cells is imbalanced. A lot of things can play a role into that. But I think it starts at birth. It starts from the time you're in the womb. And I'm gonna leave it right there, okay? But let me see, because I don't even know how we got off on there rambling, but maybe sometime I talk about things that's not part of it, and I think so it don't be my plan to, but I feel like maybe it was just meant to be talked about. So I just go with the flow. All right. So let me see y'all comments, because it looks like they stopped coming through on here. So those doctors want that money. Tanya Reynolds, yeah. Yolanda's lifestyle. Same for me. Thank you for talking about anxiety. People think it's made up when you can't leave your home for weeks straight. Who's this, Tracy? No, it's not. It's not. And I've been blessed that some things, like say with the accident I talked to y'all about, I wasn't scared. Now normally, if it's a regular, you know, thing or whatnot, and I had time to process, hey, you know, you're in critical condition, you're this, I would be scared, because I do have something called health anxiety. That's mainly where my OCD comes from. But like situations like the accident I told you about, paralyzed from the waist down, critical condition, broke bones on my spine, broke tailbone, I wasn't scared. So I say that's God. When I had my daughter, my oldest daughter, the guy left after birth in me. I almost got a bad infection. Had to stay in the hospital. Had to go back to the hospital, and that could have been very serious. I wasn't scared. When I had my son, he got stuck. Had to be VBAC. No doctor or nothing there. Doctor couldn't get in touch with the doctor. All that. I was scared. I was scared, then I wasn't scared. It was a calmness that most people wouldn't have. Then when I had my youngest, I needed blood. I don't take blood. The substitute for blood was not at the hospital. They was begging, asking me to take blood. I wouldn't take it. They was trying to get Oronde to sign papers. I had already set it up that he couldn't sign those papers. I was down to freezing cold, pale. almost out of here when they had rushed the substitute from an hour away from another hospital, got it in there, hooked me up to it, and got it to me in time. I wasn't scared. And I'm saying this to say, those issues like that, it have to be God, because I'm not scared. Because any other time with having OCD, that stuff would have terrified me. Close calls so many times with just those situations. Nobody but God. I wasn't scared. I was calm. Even with the gallbladder situation, 2020, when they told me it was gonna have to come out, I was scared. I was scared. But the doctor didn't want to take it then, because he said I had more time on it. I was scared. And then it got to the point to where I ate so light, so I didn't have a gallbladder attack, all that. I was scared 2020, but 2023, when it had to come out, and I had no, I don't know if it was because the emergency surgery of it, I didn't have time to go home and say, hey, you're going to have surgery. I didn't have that time. It was like, even going to the hospital the 4 days straight leading up to it, I wasn't scared. I was in pain. Maybe I was in too much pain that I just wasn't scared. When they admitted me and say, hey, it's coming out first thing in the morning, I thought about it. And like I said, it's coming from a person with health anxiety, with OCD. I thought about it, and I'm just like, I remember saying, God, I can't live on morphine, because they was doping me up with morphine. It's like, I can't live on morphine. This pain is every 4 hours when the morphine wear off. It's got to come out. So two things going to happen. Either it's going to take me out if it don't come out immediately, or get the surgery and deal with the risk of having complications. Either way it go, you got to make a decision. So I wasn't scared. So those are the things that I say God was shielding me from not being scared. Not being scared. The only time with that accident I was scared is when I woke up and saw all the monitors and stuff. And I was scared then. I was scared. I blanked out when I got to the hospital. When I woke up, I was, I guess, in a trauma room. They was cutting my clothes and stuff off. I remember asking, am I going to die? And the nurse started crying and she walked away. And I blanked back out. And then when I woke up again, I was in the critical wing. And I woke up, it was like dark in there. It was a lot of monitors. I started hitting the thing because I couldn't move. That scared me. So other than those times in my life, I really wasn't scared. But I go out this house and something random and I get scared. I'll be like, what if this happened? And then I gotta go to the hospital, and then this happened. OCD is tricky like that. So I feel like I'm gonna say God steps in when he needs to. When he sees fit. But this everyday thing of OCD and anxiety, that's part of life. And that's how I look at it, because I've had some issues in my life, like the ones I just told you. They always seem like there was a close call, but I wasn't scared then. But then I'm trying to give you an example. I can have a headache and I get scared. My arm can hurt and I can be like, oh my goodness, what's going on? I could get scared. But the times that I should have been scared, I wasn't scared. So that's what I'm trying to say. So OCD will make you think everything is wrong with you. And ain't nothing wrong with you. But I will say it's a blessing for me that the times that it was bad, it seemed like God kept that calmness over me. Because if I wasn't calm then, it could have been even worse, because I was already going through something at that time. You know what I'm saying? So Um, yeah, it's just different, different things. I would say another thing that I know God was with me was when my grandma died. I knew she was sick and stuff, and I knew it was coming. But I would ask myself, when you get that phone call, how are you gonna react? And the day that I got that phone call, I was actually out driving. I was by myself. I was on my way home, and I was asked where I'm at, and I told where I was at, and the individual still said she just passed. And I'm telling you, God had to have the will. I stayed calm. I was probably about 5 minutes from home. I stayed calm. I said, oh, okay. You know, and I'm like, because I always wonder when you get that call, how you going to act? And I was able to pull in this driveway, get out of the vehicle, get out of the garage, open that door. When I opened that door, everything just rushed. I was angry, I was mad. I was angry, I was upset. I just started crying. And Oronde came to me, he was like, what? And when he looked and saw, he knew I just had got that call. So it was like, I know and can pinpoint on some of the things where I know God was right there. Right there. But because nobody in the car with me, I'm driving 5 minutes from home. And I feel like the individual should have waited. Knowing that you asked me, am I by myself? And you still tell me. And so, act of God. So that I say all that to say everybody's struggle is different. But I know I try to do right by people. I try to live I'm not perfect. I try to live right. And I do feel like that's a little award with the things that I go through in the situations when God step in. I can't judge nobody because I don't know. You know how some people say, do right, you'll have God's backing. God don't cause nothing. He may let things happen and try to guide you through it, but he don't cause bad stuff against people. What kind of God would that be? But at the same time, he guides us. He knows what's finna happen before it happened. He knows what we thinking. He knows what we gonna do before we do it. So that's another reason I guess when it comes to my OCD, like I say, I'm not perfect at all. And I have allowed people to get me, I'm just gonna tell you, I don't see myself not being able to get somebody together if I need to. I'm not there yet, but I feel like God know I don't provoke people. You could be provoked. People will provoke you, and then when you get them straight, they make it like it's you, but they provoked you. So I'm not gonna even sit here and say, well, I'm trying, okay, work in progress, all right. But at the same time, I can pinpoint where I know it was nobody but God. So living with OCD, I'll take that because it could be worse. It could be worse. I look at my blessings. I'm here because I've had so many. It was like almost like I look at it like this. God knows I was born with OCD, knows my anxiety and stuff. And it was almost like those situations where I could have been taken out of here. It was almost like when I look at it, those were signs that you got through the hardest challenges, and the most easy challenge is a struggle. The easy challenge is a struggle. For me, the hard challenges is easy. Well, I ain't gonna say all of them because you may come across something that's not it, but like in my life, some of the hard challenges, for as those examples that I gave to you that has happened in my life, they was easy, all with God's help. Because mentally, I wouldn't have been able to. Not having health anxiety, no. Wouldn't have been able to. No. So that's why I feel like it's important to try to do right by people, because you never know what obstacles you may have to come up against. And I'm that type that, you know, like I say, we are imperfect people. We mess up and we sin every single day. Don't let nobody tell you they don't. But if you just nasty and disgusting and evil-minded and just, I will be embarrassed. Now, I know you shouldn't, but I myself will be embarrassed to go to God and ask him for help. If I know I spend my every day conniving and scheming and cunning, being cunning towards people, me, talking about myself, I would be embarrassed to even pray. I would, because I know it don't have to be like that. And people are like that. People hurt people on purpose. People do nasty things to people on purpose. Some don't even have a reason. And it's just like, you don't know what people go through. You don't know what people, and that's why I say at 38 now, it's a blessing from God that I can grow and discern and change for the better. That I don't allow people to, let me see, hold on, y'all. Because looking at my live screen here, it looks like it's blurry or something. But I don't allow people at this point to get me down. You know, I see the BS from a mile away, maybe 3-4 miles away. And I don't give people that satisfaction. Oh, trust me, people been trying, and I know people is going to try even harder. And I'm laughing at it because for me, the level of things that people are doing is amateur. It's almost like kindergarten style. It's like, do you actually think I'm Boo Boo the Fool? Do I look like Sally Joe Sausage Head? Do I look like I was born yesterday? And people think that they can be so slick and so smart. They got it wrapped around their finger. And I'm laughing like, really? You got up this morning to get on this platform and think I can't see through it? You think I can't see through it? Come on now. There's somebody always saying through it. You can pull the wool over so many people's heads, but you can't pull the wool over everybody. And I laugh at some of the comments. I let them rock. And I'm just saying, it's sad. People think they are so slick. So slick. And it's so funny to me. Because I'm like, sometimes I look at comments and like, yeah, I ain't got time for that. Let it sit there and I keep on moving. If I entertain old negative Nancy or disturbed Danny, if I entertain you, it's because I got a little time and I feel like it's funny to do it. But if I let it sit there and I like everybody above you and below you, that ought to tell you I saw you and you was funny. If it's too bad and I feel like my subscribers would be offended, then I'll just take it out. But lately I ain't had to take none out. But everybody has their opinions. They can say their stuff, whatever they want to say. I just find it real funny now. And I feel like that's part of growing. Because normally I would pop off. I'll probably address you. Now I just find it funny. Because if I live rent-free in people's minds all day, that's a win-win situation, you ask me. Because I'm going on with my everyday stuff. I'm prepping. I'm doing what I got to do. That's a win-win situation. You know? And that's just how it is. Let me see. I see y'all been commenting. Hey, Curly Girl. Hey, Kalita. PNG. Tanya. Yes, because the food today has so many ingredients in them, and and we really shouldn't be consuming. Yes, in Yolanda's life. Hey, Rodriguez Perry. Miso say, good afternoon, precious. Like you said, you have God. Are you able to pray when you're going through those? Honey, I pray all day, every day. Sometimes I be riding and my eyes be open and everything like that, and I be praying. I run there and start saying something to me, and I go, I talk to God as if he's sitting right beside me, as if he's a human being sitting right there on that couch. Sometimes I talk to God. Yeah, yeah. Like I say though, I'm not perfect. Sometimes people try to come in and try to say, "Oh, you went off on this person. You did this, or you said this, or you said that," but then you will quote a scripture. I love those. And yeah, you right. Because I'm not gonna get on here and try to act like I am perfect. I am just this, that. I love God. I'm trying to do right. I'm trying, but I am a human being. Okay? And if I feel the need to get somebody together because they provoking me or bothering me when I stay in my lane, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna go pray about it later. Now, sometimes I haven't. I have gotten better because I could have done a lot of addressing videos lately, and I haven't. I said, no, you're not gonna take my channel down. I'm just addressing some old pole cat all the time, and now I gotta miss the channel. No, no, no. That was the old me. The new me have pumped my brakes and did not do it. Because that's playing right into people's hands. Okay? But I'm not going to say get on here and just tell you now. I would never. I'll pray about it later. I'll get you together and ask questions later. Okay? That's just me being real. It is what it is. It is what it is. Do I pray to get better with that in that film? Yup. It just ain't there yet. It just ain't there yet, okay? Wrong one build in a day. All right. So we'll leave it right there. Let's see. Back to me. Hi everyone. MJL. One episode they had the principal in her canon insurance. It was bittersweet to see. Wow. And sky is what you did. Thank you, me. So bittersweet because so many missed the message, but others caught it. Yeah. I bet. Misa said, whatever possible you can listen. For being a voice, don't stop. I am telling all I can. Yes, back to me. 2011. I got what you meant. Praying for the Lord. Thank you, Brenda. Hey, Cynthia. What one reaps, one will sow. That's God's word. In fact, let the Lord fight your battles. Yep, exactly. That is so true. Don't lose no sleep over other foolishness. Misa, not at all. Not at all. I lose sleep because I'm in here trying to edit and get a schedule so it'll be easier on me and get y'all the content. That's like the only time I'm losing sleep with stuff like that, or something going on with my kids or around there or something like that. But it won't be over no pole cat that don't live in this house. Okay, so unless it's a family member or something back home, but y'all get what I'm saying. Not no stranger. All right, y'all. So I've been on here an hour and 24 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. So the live stream started one way, but like I say, sometimes I just get to talking and and things just flow out. And I feel like I used to try to fight it and say, "Oh, I'm getting off track," but I stopped doing that because I said maybe you know how sometimes, I'm not saying that God did it. I'm not saying God did it, but you know, I used to hear what people say, God can make you move and you don't even know you moving. God can make your enemy do something good for you and they don't even realize they doing it. So I had to sit back and say, okay, well, when I get on here and I'm talking about something, I get off track sometimes. But it be something that's dealing with life and somebody else. I don't know who's all watching me or who may see the replay. So I just started saying, well, I don't know if God could be using me to talk about anxiety, talk about my struggles or what I've been through or this, that, and the other, and to give somebody else hope. I don't know. I don't know. So I stopped fighting it. So sometimes, and like I say, I'm not saying God is doing it because I don't know. I don't know. But sometimes we get off into life conversations and it's just a flow for me. So I just go with the flow. That's another thing I do now. More than ever. I try to go with the flow. I'm just like, cool beans. It is what it is. You know, I just go with the flow. And that works for me. That works for me. Okay. So let's see. Just Sandra, good to see. Hey, Sandra Davis, thank you. Yes, pray. Okay, I read that. Thank you, Diane Wynn. Amen, God will. I've been enjoying your children's channel. Oh, thank you, Miso. Thank you. All right, y'all. So let me get off of here. I'll see. 12:38. It's gonna be. I have planned a live stream for the 3 p.m. upload. Make sure y'all are paying attention to the community posts. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I don't know why they're not sending out notification. I think they're not sending out notification, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. I do have a lot of because I've been getting a lot of fake accounts. And I'm gonna say this for content creators. I'm gonna put y'all on a little game. And a lot of people don't hate me because I be busting up their little plans. And I don't even be trying to. But I'm gonna say this real quick. Pay attention to the community posts. I'm trying to stick to this 11 a.m., 3 p.m. uploads. People saying they're not getting it. But I do understand too. Some people is not getting my notifications. Some people is. Some people is getting them, but it's not what they want to see. And that's fine. Because if I were to be messy on here and talking about people and talking about things and doing all type of, just making myself look bad, I have bukus of views and buku time a video drop. Hey, they there. My addressing videos, they was there. And that's like the devil want to keep you in mess. See, God ain't for mess. So anybody that say they doing God's work and being messy, you a lie. Okay? You're a lie. You're playing out lie. Okay? Messy is not God's way. All right? Simple as that. But the devil will send people your way, make things look good. Them dressing videos, they was getting views. I ain't got time for that. I'm not going to sell myself and my dignity for a coin. I'm not going to do that. Okay? So I'd rather do the little stuff that I do, my lifestyle, be who I am, and make whatever and be thankful for whatever I make each month off in that. That's who I am. So a lot of times I know people say, I ain't getting notification. Yes, you are. It's not what you want to see, and that's fine. It's not what you want to see. Because the same ones, when it's mess, they the first one in it. I be paying attention to my comments. You ain't going to tell me something 3 months ago and expect me not to believe it when I see it again. I'm just not like that. I'm going to remember it. So now what people done started doing is, I've been seeing it in my channel, and this for all content creators. You got some people think they so sneaky. People have because I keep everything. People have been coming on the channel and they under one name. All right. And then they leave so many comments. And then they go back and delete all the comments. Because I showed y'all how you can go on Google thing, go to your Google, your YouTube, and it'll show you every single comment you ever left under that account for YouTube. I showed that last year. All right. It'll show you everyone. So what I noticed they doing is, because there's a way to find out everything, you will never know all my resources. All right. So I'm telling you what I know. They come in under a name. They leave so many comments. It could be months worth of comments. Then they go and they delete every comment that they have ever left you. Okay. So now when you hit that name, and it say this person left you 52 comments throughout your whole channel, 52 comments. And then you go back, and then a couple of days or hours or whatever later that person did, and you hit it again and it's wiped clean, they went and deleted all their comments they ever left you. But what they did too was they changed the name on that account. So now when it said Mary Smith, 52 comments, when they went and deleted all them comments and put John Johnson on there, now it says John Johnson, no comments 12 years ago. Some of them accounts would have been made 12, 15, 13 years ago. They changed the name, they erased all the comments and comment your thing, and it'd be the same person. Like I say, it's a way to find out whatever you need to know. And I never tell everybody my resources. I never tell everybody my resources. I never tell everybody my reach. Never. I'd be stupid too. So content creators, be careful, because you got content creators and you got trolls. There's so many fake names coming through. How I get comments on my videos, and the last 3 comments, the channels was made 12 years ago, 11 years ago, 10 years ago. And they all just like random names. Like they just taking names and putting them together. And I see if I do something that's gonna seem like it's messy or something, all them names that say they don't get notification, they come in real quick. I'm like, I thought you didn't get notification. But when it's something about prepping, something about making your life easier, mom life or something like that, something, low key, I don't get that. One person told on themselves last year. I went live, and I can't remember what my title was, but my title wasn't indicating that nothing messy was going on. And nobody was coming in my live stream. So I ended the live stream and I went live again and I changed the title. This person blank out said, oh, I did get your notification, but I didn't click on that one. And my question is, why you click on this one 2 minutes later? Because that title seemed like it was going to be some juicy mess. She clicked on that one and ran her mouth too quick by saying, so the title that was about, might have been like prepping or something. You saw the notification, you didn't click on it. But the crazy part is how people are. You gonna tell me that? I just want to say it now. But see, that person wanted to be hurtful. That person thought they was doing something on the slick. Okay, these live streams were like literally 2 or 3 minutes apart from each other. And you tell me, oh, I saw that one, I didn't click on it. Then why did you click on this one? Because you thought you was finna get some juicy mess to sit up and talk. And the main thing, the people that's walking around here wanting nothing but mess, want to sit up and just be in some, just want to run their mouth and talk. Them gonna be the main ones that when something happened, when SHTF hit, they gonna be sitting down with nothing. And a couple of them probably the one that got them 2 or 3 bags of rice and a couple cans of hyenas, and ain't got nothing else. Where is the medicine? You got about 3-4 kids in the house. Where is the cough medicine? Where is the Advil and the Tylenol? Where is the ointment for buck bites? So you need all that. You can't half be a prepper and then be messy the other time. Okay? You can't do that. You just can't say, oh, well, yeah, I'm stocked up. I got this rice and vinyls. That's it. No, it don't work like that. So you got to have a certain amount of water a day. You got to eat 3 meals a day. You need to figure out how to get less processed stuff, how to be able to control your seasonings, your salt level, and all that in your food. Preparing is not a game. It's a whole job. And a lot of time people is not going to is not going to be prepared because their minds is elsewhere. Stuff that don't even make no sense. Oh, childish mess. People try to control other people how they want them to live, how they want them to walk, how they want them to talk. But if somebody talk about the way they live and the way they walk and the way, that'll be a problem. But see, and then you got some people that, you got some situations where it's not even what you think. People be working together. It be a pyramid. And it's so obvious. All for a coin. All for a coin. And it's not worth it. It's literally not worth it. It's really not. It's sad and it's disgusting. It really is. I could say a whole lot, but I won't. I just want people to prepare. I want people, yes, you only answer to God. But it's so many people that think they God. They think that they can criticize you for you being who you are. It's so many people think they try to play the role like they God. And I'm going to tell you, when you do bad things to people and you have a cunning and conniving way, trust and believe somebody gonna do it to you, or you gonna start having situations that it should make you think, why is this happening to me? Well, look at you. Look at how you do. Look at what you did to people. Look at what, it's karma. It's karma.
Good morning, man.
Good morning.
Love you.
Love you too.
Love you more.
Love you more. Oronde in here. And then you laugh. Okay. But, I mean, that just is what it is. And I'm not talking about, you may have beef with somebody. You go back and forth, this, that, and that. I'm not talking about that. It's another level with people these days. It's another whole level. It's people want to run you down in the ground like you are nothing, like you are not a human being. I don't want to be that person, because the outcome of that, when things catch back up with you, you may not have anything. And that's just life. That's nothing that's made up or nothing. That's just the way it goes. So when you live your life fooling a lot of people, when you live your life fooling a lot of people and got a lot of people, thinking this, that, and you know that you know within yourself that you are an evil soul, then know when your actions come back to you. And it don't have to be nothing very bad. It could be something to just sit you down and make you come back to reality and see what you did, what you're doing, how you're living. That's why it's important to try to live right as possible. Like I say, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. But some people is just evil. And it just is what it is. It is what it is. And if anybody is in my live stream and you get offended about anything I'm saying, because I'm talking in general, you get offended, that means that's guilt. If you're offended by me speaking the truth on how people are, that's probably guilt on your part. That has nothing to do with me. That means I'm hitting a nerve that's inside of you because of your actions. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing. So you got a problem with me with telling the truth and speaking in general, guilty dog always barks. I'm just speaking in general because I've been through things in different situations with people, and it's sad. And these are the same people that you got to worry about taking your food, taking your preps, fighting you in the stores when you go to try to get some rice and it's only 2 bags on the shelf. These are the same people you got to go with, these same evil, conniving people. If they like that in their everyday life, what do you think they'll do to you when that last little bag of rice on the shelf and their stomach's licking their back? What you think they'll do to you? Don't be out there in the chaos. Don't be out there. Don't be out there in the chaos. Go on, get your little food and stuff, your little essential items, things you know you gonna need, because at the end of the day, the people that's up there making all these decisions in the big house, some of you get what I'm saying. Those people are human beings too. They ain't God. And everybody looking out for themselves. Whatever rules they put into effect, whatever laws they do, you're going to have to abide by them. These companies that's dealing with our food, whatever formulas they change, whatever ingredients they take out to save them some money and add which we don't need to be eating into the food, and we buy it, they don't care about you. Half of the people in these companies, these big CEOs and stuff, that know they is feeding people junk. They ain't even eating their own product. Some mama say behind closed doors, I wouldn't put that in my body for nothing. But they gonna sell it and make it look all good and pretty packaging, and it look all good, and it's full of sugar and salt, and oh my goodness, it tastes so good because that's what our palates is used to. And then you got diabetes, high cholesterol, and all this other stuff, and you're addicted to it. It's good to have stuff, unhealthy stuff, in moderation, but not the way we eat it now. And I say we because I'm guilty of it too, but I done changed it. The thing is change. So, and I bet you them places, them people, them companies, I bet you they got food put back. And let me tell you, half of them is in organizations where they pay a monthly fee. And if something happened, they get their family and they drive far off, and it's a big underground shelter somewhere where there's food. A lot of churches. There's one in my hometown, Crystal Springs, Mississippi. Big old church. I ain't gonna say the name that we give it. It's not a bad name, but it's just, most people have a certain type of people attends this church, okay? And it's nothing bad. It's just a certain group of people attend this church. And this church has a basement full of food and medicines and stuff. And only their members will be allowed. Only their members will be allowed. But then some more people in the town, oh, you won't let us, you won't help nobody. I thought you're church, you're Christians. You won't help nobody. Me and my family, my baby needs some food and all this, and y'all got food. And then some of them get aggressive and try to storm in and take what they want. And then you got the other ones that's out there talking about, you ain't no Christian, that ain't God. Like, but when these folks was bringing boxes of food into their basement, every member of that church is bringing what they can, even if it's just one they're contributing. What was you doing? You was driving right past that church, looking at them, wondering what they doing. Oh, they over there stocking up. They gonna have what they have. Did it not click in your mind that I may want to go home and stock up my house too? Put some stuff in a backpack in case I have to leave my house. At least I have something with me. It don't click to most of us. We already have been categorized in one area. We already have been labeled. Don't get mad when you making it true. Don't get mad when you're making it true. Your actions. What you do daily, what you show people you do daily. Don't get mad because the labels is coming out to be true, because that's what you're showing. Instead of being positive and doing things to help, so you don't have to go and ask them for stuff. That's on you. And now it's everybody else's fault because you partied. You spent on this stuff because you gotta have. How in the world? You own $10 a month for rent. Got about 6-7 kids in the house, getting about $800 a month in food stamps. But you got a 75-inch TV in the living room. And you driving one of the newest Tahoes or Escalades. And you dress to kill every week. You got $500 handbags. You wearing J's. Make that make sense. Now, I'm not knocking if you was able to get a $10 rent, $10 rent, $800 food stamp. That's all the more reasons why you should be stocked up. Because the money you spent on everything else, and you got nothing in your house, you the main one fussing at people to give you something. You have no extra food, no supplies. You don't have a game plan. If something were to happen, you don't even know what areas you don't even know what were the evacuation areas. You don't know what centers in your area will open if there's a storm, if there's a nuclear attack. You don't know. You ain't took the time out to research what areas would be a shelter, which school would be open. You don't know none of this. What happens to the grid go down and there is no communication? How you gonna call Punky and them and say, hey, y'all know where we supposed to go? Yeah, me and Cent them getting ready. We getting the last lot of little stuff. Then we gonna meet y'all there. Where y'all gonna be? Where you gonna be? Oh, well, if the grid down and there's no power, no satellite, no, how you gonna call them then and find out? That's why you should have a map. Hey, Summer, you should have a map of your area, and you should have already looked into if something were to happen, where in my town would everybody go? Well, people ain't thinking of that stuff. They ain't thinking of nothing like that. You think you're gonna be able to call then and figure it out? May not be able to. I guarantee you a lot of people ain't even contacted the extensions in their area to know different resources. Map out a plan. None of that. And why? You just on this earth to party hardy and don't do nothing for yourself? Nothing for yourself. And going to get on assistance that you probably could go without is not doing something for yourself. Not to that extent. And even if it was, because I'm not knocking people it's people that really need it. The ones that don't need it, okay, but hey, you got these resources, but now you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything to help yourself, because that's not gonna last forever. I don't understand people that don't see that they need to do something for themselves. I don't. And the same people that you see changing laws and stuff you talking about, it's the same people you okay with depending on in an emergency situation. You depending on them to have lines of food and stuff set up for you to have to stand in that line for hours to get to the end, to get 2 bottles of water and probably a pack of crackers. Because that may be what they give you. They got to feed everybody else. But you can't say, oh, well, you know, I'm glad that we got that rice, we got them viennas, we got that tuna, I got a lot of seasonings, we got a whole lot of noodles. We don't have to use the noodle packs because that's where the sodium come in, because I got a lot of seasonings. I got flour, I can make some whole cakes, I can make some tea cakes, I can make some cornbread, because I got meal, you know. That'll get you by. You don't have to go prep and have all this stuff. We've talked about this. The basics. Flour, meal, sugar would be good, but it's not completely needed, okay? Flour, meal. You'll do good with powdered eggs. Get powdered eggs. If you want to get sugar. Water. You don't need that, you know. Canned milk. We call it pet milk. Somebody asked me to say pet milk with it. The brand, there's a brand of canned milk that's pet. But maybe it's just a country thing. I know my grandma would say, bring me some pet milk. Now, she didn't mean that it had to be the brand pet milk. She was just meaning canned milk. So sometimes I say things that a lot of people from other areas don't understand, and I don't even be paying attention to it. So somebody had asked me that. So if I'm back home and I'm around family and I say, you know, just say I go back home to visit and I'm cooking or something, I tell my brothers or something, hey, run to the store, I need some pet milk. They gonna know I'm talking about canned milk, whether it's evaporated brand, it's pet brand, it's whoever else make it. They gonna know I'm talking about canned milk when I say I need some pet milk. But sometimes I just don't be thinking that far. I be, you know, that I have to break certain things down. But you need canned milk. If you can't take dairy, like I can't take dairy, they got shelf-stable almond milk. You can get shelf-stable almond milk from Dollar Tree. Now, I don't know how good it is. I don't buy certain brands. But, I mean, if you like it, you can get that from the Dollar Tree. Pet milk or carnation milk, LOL, was a staple in the day. Yeah, I keep it, Diane Wynn. I keep it. You know? Beans, lentil. Yes, all your dry beans. Canned goods if you want, but dry beans. And that's a meal. Because if something happens, you got to look at, if something were to happen, it could be 72 hours or longer before help even get to you. Just say these folks do something that they've been threatening to do, and it caused a lot of issues. You're going to have to shelter in place 9 times out of 10. So where you live, you're going to be responsible for keeping people out. I have no problem with keeping people out. Okay? And when I say keep people out, your job is not let people come in. I ain't worried about that. Okay? I have no problem with that. So after that is done, shelter in place. If you need help, help may not can get to you for at least 72 hours. So for those hours, how are you going to eat? How just say something happened and you got a cut or something, a deep cut or something. You may be fine elsewhere, but that cut, if you ain't got the right ointment and bandages and stuff to keep it clean, that cut can turn very, very serious in 72 hours. People ain't thinking about this. You got Dollar Tree. Look, I've been telling y'all for years, Dollar Tree may not always be Dollar Tree. And what happened? Now, more and more stuff in the Dollar Tree that used to be $1. Then it was like $1.25. Now it's $2, $3. Some stuff in there $5, $3.50, $4.50. They easing it up month by month, seem like. Adding 50 cents, adding 50. Now they got to where some stuff is $3.50. A loaf of bread, $3.50. Things are changing, and you got to change with it. Simple as that. Simple as that. But it's going to be so many people caught off guard because their minds is elsewhere on stuff that ain't even important. Worried about other people and their business. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting. Trying to bring people down. If in the comment, that's why I say I look and be like, whatever. I don't even take it out because as long as it ain't offensive to nobody else, because you can't offend me. You cannot do that. Built different. You can't do that. Because I done been offended by people in my life at a very young age that anybody would be like, nah, no. I've been, so now can't nobody offend me. If people that's close to me have offended me, especially when I was a young age, I know I ain't finna let no creature bring me down if I didn't let, people that you be like, oh, that's your relationship to them, and they did you like that. So I'm not finna let nobody else do it. And I'm just saying, how many of them actually is prepared while they over here bumping their gums and making their fingers typing down to the nubs, trying to bring somebody else down? And all I can say is those are the ones that's gonna be in the stores trying to get something. All they did all day was be cyber bullies on the internet. That's all they did. I've been stocking up. Got you, Brenda. But you stocking up. Help is not available too much nowadays due to the preparation is key. Yes, Misa. I gave up my windshield wiper appointment and nails to prepare. People aren't listening. I will be 1 of 10. I got you back to me 2011. Yes, I understand. I don't get my nails done as often as I used to. I used to be in there every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. I get them done here and there now. I don't paint them. I have them paint, but if I paint them at home, my hands stay in bleach so much, it's irrelevant. I do my toes, but yeah. And that's it, because when I look at it, I pay $55, $60 to get my nails done. So I'm looking at, I could go to Walmart and get so many cans of the 4-pack of canned chicken for that. Because I can't eat my nails. They only on there for about 3 weeks to a month. But sometimes I do, get in the zone like, but it's not like I used to be. Because I'm looking at that $55, $60 is a couple 25 bags of pound bags of rice. I'm looking at that I have acid reflux. I don't have a gallbladder. And I have anxiety. All those 3 things by itself equals food and right food. Acid reflux. Empty stomach is an acidic stomach. Okay? Actually, I have GERD, which is a more severe form. But a lot of people don't seem like they know what GERD is, so I just say acid reflux. That's since childhood. 2 years post-op, emergency gallbladder surgery. The thing with that is, an empty stomach equals excessive bowel buildup in your intestines. Because now the liver don't have the gallbladder to pump the bowel in. Now the bowel is going straight into the small intestines. And if there is no food to absorb that, you got a whole nother situation. OCD. Wrong food or no food, not good. Anytime I have a panic attack, my blood sugar drops. I may or may not be hypoglycemic. I'll find that out later this year. But 2 hours of not having a meat protein, I'm almost on a countdown. So I have no time to not try to help myself. I have 2 kids in the house that's also been diagnosed by doctors of being OCD, but it's not nowhere bad. It comes from just and I don't even know if it's the same thing. Like they'll do things that's kind of compulsive. Okay. But all 3 kids have acid reflux, diagnosed, been medicated. It'll never go away. So those are tricks they got from me. Okay. Oronde, whether he admits it or not, he has acid reflux. But y'all know how men are. So when I say, and I heard him clear his throat for way back there. But when I say that, we're a household, we need the right type of food and we need water. Now, can something come through and take out all my preps? Yep. But at the end of the day, I can say, I tried. We tried. That's the kicker. That's the kicker. Because something could not come through and wipe out all our preps. So that's another thing. Those are things you need to pay attention to. Everybody's situation is different. I'm not going to be able to do crackers and water. I have to have a meat protein. Eating for your blood type, I've talked to y'all about that. I'm in the O family. I have to have meat protein. When I tried to do the vegetarian and stuff, it caused me harm. When I found out that I have to have meat protein, I can't just do plant-based protein. My body ain't made for that. I have to have meat. If I don't have meat, I'm not going to be good for nobody. Right now, I feel myself, I'm going to have to get off because I feel myself doing okay, starting to get like a jittery feel. And that's just me being real with you. But guess what? This morning, it is 1:16 and I have not had any meat. I can't get by on pimento cheese sandwiches or peanut butter. It don't work for me. And I don't like peanut butter. It don't work for me. I have to have that chicken. I have to have that turkey. I have to have that beef or my body. I don't get I don't get a half a day going without meat that I can be. My body start going like in a weak zone. So it's important. And that's just my body makeup. Nothing is wrong. That's just my body makeup. I have to have that. And if you take your blood count, not blood count, your blood type, and you research it, you'll find a lot out about yourself. Things that you feel and have an issue with, you'll find a lot out. Your blood type. I think O don't have the antigens or whatever they call it in it. But I know with O, I can give to anybody that's O. I can give to anybody that's positive. So if you're A positive, B positive, I can give you blood if I choose to. My blood will be compatible. Whereas I only can take blood from an O. Can't take blood from no other group. I think O negative can give to anybody, whether you're negative or positive. Yeah, I think that's how it is. But I don't know if blood type changed, because when I was little, I remember the doctor told my grandma that I had a rare blood type, that it can be given to anyone. That was when I was little. I don't know if your blood changed or whatnot, but when I came up here and had my kids, they told me I'm O positive. So I guess I'm O positive. But I don't know how I was reading when I was little. But when you look it up for your blood type, it'll tell you what to say. And literally, gluten bothers me if I eat too much of something with a lot of gluten or wheat in it. And what they tell you, wheat is good for you. A lie, not for everybody. Wheat will constipate you and have you sick as a dog. Some people, not all people. And you don't even have to have celiac disease. You don't even have to have a wheat intolerance. It's just something about it. With me, I'm allergic to grass. So I can't do brown rice. I can't do most grasses. Cross reactivity. Once I get it in my system, it's no different if I go out there and I touch the grass, my skin starts to tingling and burning and itching. I'm allergic to it. What you think happens if I eat grass protein? I start having an allergic reaction. But it's more internal at this point. So, brown rice and things like that, I can get by with white rice. I can get by with quinoa. But some things I just cannot have. Well, I'm allergic to all weeds. Same thing. I have to be careful. I'm allergic to dust mites. And many of you may not know, dust mites protein mimics the same protein that is in flour, cooking flour, pancake mixes, those types. And guess what? I can't digest pancakes. I can digest gluten-free ones. But a pancake, 20 minutes later, my nervous system is gone through the roof. My anxiety is up. My throat is itching. I feel weird right here. And my stomach is burning. So guess what? Emergency situation. I know it's certain type of flour I need. I know I better stock up on gluten-free flour. Because in an event that there is no food in stores, I cannot say, oh, wow, this flour is bothering me. Let me go to the store and get some gluten-free. Let me go, I need King Arthur gluten-free flour. Let me go there. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. So why not get the options now? Because you can stock up on so much stuff. And then you may be forced to have to go 30 days eating off your stock. But within that 30 days, you never had issues with acid reflux. And you start noticing that certain things you're eating in your stock is now giving you bad indigestion. That's how quick things can change. And some people never had acid reflux issues. Stress will cause it. At an emergency situation where people can't go nowhere, they trying to ration their food and all that, you get stressed. And guess what? That valve ain't gonna shut. I think it's the less valve. It ain't gonna shut. When your stomach and stuff is all upside down because squeezing you under so much stress, when that valve open, everything in that stomach coming back up. That's what caused the acid reflux. So now you can't get to the stove. You can't do this. You can't get this. Best thing is to have you some plain rice. That's gonna be your best bet. Some plain rice and some canned chicken and water that ain't got nothing in it but maybe salt, because you can rinse that off. And an issue where you may have upset stomach or something, that chicken and that rice is gonna be your best bet. So those are things you need. When I say prepping is a job, but it's a must. It's so much goes into it. That's why I say do not buy all that processed stuff. We got shelf full of noodles. And people say, oh, I get it. But I didn't say we using the packets. And honestly, ramen noodles comes back up and don't agree with me. So guess what I've been buying? Rice noodles. The little Asian. See, it's a method to when I'm showing y'all different vlogs in different places. When I'm going in stores, I'm always looking for something that I can come back and get, or something that I can get right then that's beneficial. Because ramen noodles without the sauce pack, those noodles don't digest. And now without the gallbladder, I have tried them and they don't even break down in my body. So I know in an emergency situation, that's the last thing I want. But my kids don't have a problem with noodles. So cooking up 3 or 4 bags of ramen noodles, taking that sauce pack, putting it to the side, adding a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, a little this, a little that, a little this, they have a meal. But I have to keep myself up. So now I need to know that, hey, take a couple of this rice noodles, put it in some hot water, and then add the seasonings that I can tolerate. And canned chicken or whatnot. Those are the things. It's no time for nonsense when you're trying to prepare and stock up. There is no time for nonsense. There's a lot of things that needs and has to be done. And you can cut the cost on a lot of things. But the way this stuff is going up, moving up, I can't even tell you that. Because if you keep holding your hands and not doing the little bit that you can do, it's only going to get worse, because the prices is only going to climb. There's only going to be so much of stuff available. If they keep going on with this stuff back and forth, companies closing, people stop doing this, so why wouldn't you? And I'm telling you how I do things with my situations. You know, just so you can see it's not a walk in the park. You have to put in the time. You can't sit and just hold your hand. All right? Yes, O can give to all but only receive. Yes, it's O negative. O negative can give to all. But they only can take O. And O positive can give to anybody that's positive. But only can take O. So, but us O people, yes, that's the blood that's needed the most, because it's so you know, we can give it to, like I say, I'm O. They say I'm O positive, so O positive I can give to if you AB positive, if you A positive, if you B positive, AB positive, whatever. As long as you positive, I can give you my blood and it be compatible. O negative can give to whether you positive or negative and you compatible. But O can only take O blood, or it's not going to work. You can't take no from no other blood group. You can only have O. That's crazy. You can only have your type, but you can give other people that's of different type. That's crazy, ain't it? But that tells you right there, you know, you have to, but I don't give blood nor do I take blood. So I take the substitute, and that's my religious preference. Due to my religion, that's I don't take blood nor do I give it. So I've needed blood and I've taken the substitute. Okay, and I'm here. I'm here. All right. So that just goes into we have to pay attention and do what we can. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna get on here and say do this, do this, do this, and I don't show you that I'm doing it. But it's a reason to everything that I do. That Asian store video, I filmed it for y'all. It was fun filming it. But also, I know what I need to go back and get. Because places like that, they have big bags of rice and stuff. They have the rice noodles that I can eat. Whereas Walmart don't have them. So I know I can't have regular noodles. I know a lot of things that's high in gluten it bothers me. So in an emergency situation, without the gallbladder, I literally have to watch what I'm doing, because y'all, if you know, you know. Okay? If you know, you know. You eat the wrong thing, you're going to have more than an emergency situation going on, okay? If you don't have your gallbladder. So that's another thing that I have to add to make sure that everybody in this house have food and can change it up if they need to. If they having a situation, they may have to go bland and low. Need to make sure there's rice and bland meats. And that's what we have to do. And is it anybody else's responsibility to do it for us? Just think about that. Grown and overgrown people. Is there anybody else's responsibility to take care of you as a human being? And you're not disabled or nothing. I'm talking about the people that's not disabled or nothing. Is there anybody else? I don't care if you're married or in a relationship. At the end of the day, you as an individual have to take care of yourself. It's really not nobody. Not it's the right thing to do if you're in a relationship or whatnot. Is both partners make each other happy and try to take care of each other. That's the right thing to do. But is it a must that another individual has to make you comfortable or you happy? Is it a must? No. If you're able-bodied, I'm not talking about there's individuals that's over people with disabilities and stuff. Yes, it's a must. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they signed up for. But we talking about regular able-bodied people. Whose responsibility is to make sure you have what you need? Your kids have what they need. Your household have. Whose responsibility is that? Is it like by law somebody obligated? No. Nope. You got to do it for yourself. That's part of being grown. Being an adult. Having responsibilities. It's you are responsible for yourself. You have to do. I've never depended on nobody. Always do things for myself. And especially when he deployed. That's why I chose to live as if he deployed tomorrow. Because there was a situation where he came home and said, I got to go. Was leaving, going on a thing for a couple of months and got the word the day before. It was come home, get things together, and go. And if I wasn't one that try to be in the what is independent, and don't be needy for nobody, would have had a hard time. And that's how we have to be in life. If you're able-bodied, when life start lifing, figure that stuff out, because it's your responsibility. You're grown. You're able-bodied. You're able to do. You're grown. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get off of here. It's awesome to know that you know your body and what you can and cannot tolerate. Most don't know, or all things. Yes, measles, and I'm still learning. Because a year and a half after the gallbladder was out, I could eat pretty much almost anything, unless it was something like, if it was soaked in grease, it gave me an issue. But I could eat almost anything. May 18th of this year made 2 years. So I would say probably around February, March of this year will have been what, like a year and a half. My body has started changing as far as the gallbladder situation. Now it's like it's been adjusted in that year and a half of not having it. And now I hit the 2-year mark, and it's like, okay, now this ain't what we finna do. So now I'm really getting the effects of what I can and cannot have just from that part of it. Just from that. And trust me, it lets you know. And I write it down, what bothers me. So I'm still learning. And the best thing that I've noticed is to go back being low. Dairy, I knew I'd been had a problem with dairy for years. Really around 2020, when I had got sick and they couldn't find nothing wrong with me, and until they did the ultrasound, realized I had a thickening wall on my gallbladder. But I still have it. But when I went off dairy, I got better. And now I've noticed I've had to take myself completely off dairy again. So I know dairy is a no-go for me. It's a no-go. I'm going to have a food. I've already had my environmental allergy tests done. That's how I found out the stuff I'm allergic to with that environmental, which goes into the food portion because of the protein from some of the environmental stuff. So now I'm going to be getting a complete food allergy panel done. And that's done different because it's more of, what you taking in rather than them doing the environmental was like 77 pokes on my back. That was aggravating. But I think they do the food allergies a little bit different. It won't be skin tests done for the food allergy, I don't think. So I have to get that done because I want to know what I'm allergic to, what intolerance I have. I know it's a dairy intolerance. I know I can no longer do shellfish. It make the smell of shrimp makes me want to just throw up. Like I know it's a reaction to that. So the body changes. Your body makeup changes. Like when I say changes, it's like it actually don't change. It just, as you get older, things that like I could have been already allergic to something, and it just wasn't, the tolerance wasn't built up. So that's why when you're prepping, you have to make sure that you have a variety of stuff in case one day your body decides that it don't like chili no more. You gotta have an alternative, So that's why it's important to have a stockpile of variety. All right? And get little things that will probably help, preserve foods and all that good stuff. So glad you have your garden in stock. What's on the market is not healthy at all. Kim said, "I'll continue to grow your." Yes, Miso. Yes, you're so right. And with this heat, it's been hard on the garden. I'm gonna go out there today, but I literally, and that's part of taking care of yourself. I wasn't finna go out there where it say it feels like 112. When I say it, we was in part of the heat wave. Um, Request a blood allergy test. That going to tell like the foods? Is that like for the food allergy? Shell. Um, because I know I have a lot of food allergies. I know what it does to my esophagus time I eat it. I know what it does to my stomach, and it lasts about 2 hours, and then it goes away, and I'm back to normal. And so I've been writing those foods down. I know it's a food intolerance and a food allergy. I told y'all I was sickly as a child. I've told it to y'all. I always had strep throat or was sick or something to where my granny had to get my school books for the next grade. That while like if I was going to third grade, then the principal gave my grandma my third grade school books so I could get ahead and study things that summer because I was always out of school from being sick. So it's just like, between the GERD and I used to always get like strep throat, which now I think the GERD probably played a role in that because all that stuff would come back up and be sour and irritate the throat and probably was causing some of it. But now I'm dealing with food allergies, but I'm still dealing with the same things as a child, just not I don't get sore throats or nothing like that now. But the GERD, the stomach issues, the intolerances, and seem like they becoming more. And I'm happy because I'm able to change things. So it's not a bad thing. I'm happy, and it could be worse. I'll take some food allergies and some acid reflux and not having a gallbladder. I'll take that because it's always somebody that's dealing with way worse. So I'm not complaining at all. I'll take that because those things can be managed. I can manage those things with what I put in my mouth, my lifestyle, getting rest, getting sleep. I can manage those things. So when it was like 112 degrees, I'm not going out there. Made sure the animals had food and water. Ain't going out there dealing with no garden. No, 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 no. Couldn't do it. Too hot. Too hot. Yeah, for food allergy request. Okay. Yeah, they probably will do that. I know I have to go to another place for that, so I'm just not sure how they would do it, but I'm pretty sure it'll probably be like through the blood or something because they'll have to test for a lot of different foods. You won't know that. No, I did look that up. It'll take like 7 to 14 days for the food allergy blood test to come back with the blood. Yep, that's no problem. No problem. My trailer. I'm pretty sure he would. I'm pretty sure he will. He will in due time. In due time. But that's what I've always wanted. I used to talk about that around 2020 time. I wanted me a trailer and some land. Now, if I move back home, like I say, my family have land. If I move back home, that'll be easier. I know I could get a trailer like that, and I could pull it there. But since I'm not back home, then I would like to have land here just in case I have family that may have to come up here. My brother done been up. One of my brothers done been here 3 times. Like lived up here with us 3 times. So you just never know. You never know what may happen. So it'd be nice to have land up here. Just if we have to go back home, if I have to go back home, then I know I have, a setup. But if family have to move here, then it'll be nice to have a little bit of land and house. So just keeping the options because you just never know what'll happen on each end. Oronde is a New Yorker, so if his family have to come out of New York or something, we have land or something here. For anybody that may need, to pull something on, a tiny home, a trailer or something, and give you some shelter or something like that. So in due time. Let's see. Today, keep up the positive vibes. Thank you, Brenda Smith. Thank you, honey. So that would be awesome. Yes, it would. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. I've been on here way longer. The 3 p.m. Actually, I'm thinking about the 3 p.m. Should have, long as I've been in here and as much as we have covered, the 3 p.m. I may not even do a 3 p.m. Because it's 1:41 and I have to go eat and stuff. I need to edit and stuff, and I was planning on being on here 30 minutes, but you know what? Things change. So I done been on here 2 hours and 30 minutes. All right. So I may pop back on for 3, but I know it won't be an upload for 3 p.m. Okay, and I will post that in my community post. But we've been on here a while. Okay, so I don't know. I gotta allow my time. I gotta go eat, and then I got some different things I need to do. So I don't know why. Am I blurry? Because I'm playing. Kylie, go on my live screen and tell me is something going on. Is it blurry or is it just on the computer? Because on the computer, I keep looking, it's blurred. It's like, yeah, it looks like something wrong with it on the computer. All right, y'all. So, go ahead and tell me because I'm about to end it. Okay. So, y'all, so I'm going to get off of here. I hope I helped somebody, inspired, motivated, gave some ideals to, and all that good stuff. Yes, there was a blur, but it's okay. Okay, I don't know. It is. I don't know how long it's been. My Wi-Fi has been acting up. It seemed like it got better when I took it off Wi-Fi because I'm using the phone, but I took it off Wi-Fi and it seemed like it got better. I don't know, y'all. Spectrum, we were Spectrum, and Spectrum has been, I don't know. I don't know if that's part of the reason why I haven't been able to upload. I just don't know. Yeah, it's clear now. So it was my Wi-Fi. It was my Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna have to call Spectrum and see because I can't. The other day I was trying to get videos up for y'all, and it took 3 days for video to upload. 3 for one to upload. Okay, so they may be messing with our I do think that's happening because some phone companies and something else was having issues, like 3 different phone services or something. You never know. People could be tapping into stuff because I'm gonna be honest with you, then I'm gonna get off. It's a lot of people, it's a lot of countries mad with this country. It is. It is. And I don't trust, I do not trust. So, yeah, it got clear once I turned the Wi-Fi off my phone. So, yeah. All right, y'all. So, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Make sure y'all watch the community post because I'll put information there. And I'm not sure about 3 p.m., like I said, because we've been on here for so long. But I may. It just depends. Depends on how much I can film and get out. If you have not been getting my notifications, just go on my channel. You see, I post videos. So I post videos, and I'm putting in the community post. I'm trying to stick to the schedule. So it's really that kind of takeaway of I didn't know you was posting, because I'm getting a lot of people saying I don't know you're posting. I don't know, and I'm like, well, you cannot be one that goes to my channel because you would see that I'm posting. So I just don't understand that. So yeah, thank you, Measle. You say it wasn't too blurry. Okay. It's blurry for me. Yolanda's live. Okay, got you. All right, y'all. So let me get off of here. Thank y'all so much for coming in. I love y'all. Be safe. Continue to prep. And I'll see y'all. I may put up something else today. I'm going to put up something else today. I'm going to upload probably a little after 3. Okay, depending on how this thing goes. I'm going to upload a little bit after 3. So it may not be a live stream because it was so... thank you, Tanya. Because we was on here so long, so I'll probably just upload a video. So give me at least to 3:30 to upload it, just in case I have some issues. So yeah, I want to stick to something, whether it's 2 live screens, 2 uploads, or uploading a live screen. I do want to stick to 2. I want to, if I keep getting off track with it, then I'm gonna stay off track. So yeah, so I will upload later on. So with that being said, no, and that's the thing. I really can't, because if I don't upload and be consistent, it drops me in the algorithm. Okay, so I have to get back on being consistent. So it may be easier for you guys to be like, whenever you can, but I do know I can't. I have to be consistent. So when you see people popping so many of it, they're trying to stay in the algorithm. And that's a good thing. You got to be consistent. So I don't have a channel that when I put up a video, I get 34. Now it literally started buffering. So I just put it back on the Wi-Fi. It literally started buffering. So I just put it back on the Wi-Fi. I just put it right back. It just started buffering. But like I was saying, I don't have a channel where I put up one video, 40, 50,000 views on that one video. I have to put up multiple. Yeah. As many subscribers, you would think I would get more views. But hey, that just is what it is. I'm not going to stop. It just is what it is. The more unlike-minded people that I can maneuver away from my channel, that's perfect. And if I have thousands of unlike-minded people that just only here to see you in distress or see mess, and I have 100 people that's like-minded and true supporters, I'll take the 100. So I'll rock with them. All right, so it is what it is. So definitely I would love to put up one video a day and get 1,000, 2,000 views on that video. But unfortunately, to stay in the algorithm and stuff, I can't. So I need to put up more content each day like I used to. And I've been slacking because I'm juggling a lot of stuff. So that's why I say I need to put up, get back to my routine of more content. All right. So that's why I put myself on that schedule. And I have content I need to film. Not film it. I need to edit it and I need to upload it. But when you're having technical issues, like I'm back blurry again, when I'm on Wi-Fi. God give me the strength. And now I turn the Wi-Fi off and it started to clear back up. Let me get off of here, call these folks. I hope I should be able to get somebody, and I don't know if they'll have to come out and do something. I don't know, but love y'all. Y'all stay safe, and we'll talk in the next one if it's God's will. Okay, bye.